Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to Farming Simulator 19 here on the Hagenstedt map. Let's get back to reliving the glory days. That's how I know that plough at least is realistic. If you like put a modification onto the plough, you can go a fair old speed. Now, that being said, there are going to be a number of machines that we're going to be speeding up using this wonderful mod that we've got for speeding stuff up, and I don't plan on sort of like they're not going to be realistic ones. They're not going to be completely realistic ones. There is going to be issues with them. Yeah, but We'll worry about that another time. We'll deal with that another time. Now, I'm just going to bring this one down in here like this. And we're going to stop there a second. And I'm going to have a look on here. So those are going along very nicely, planting everything that we've got in there. We've got one coat of fertilizer across everything. That's got a lime requirement. It doesn't need it, though, because we've got lime switched off. So that won't make any difference to anything. I just need to get another coat of fertilizer. Now, I can't go and put fertilizer on until we've had another round of it. Or can I? Can I put fertilizer on now? You know, I think I can, actually. Did I test this? I can't remember if I tested it or not. Let's unhitch you. Like that. And we're going to go and do a test. Now, if we can fertilize it, I have a plan for this. There's something that I would like to do. So why have I got two fertilizer spinners? One of these is for lime, and one of them is not. One of these is the one I want, and one is not the one that I want. So you, right there. So you must be lime back here. And I only did this because of... Yes, that's the lime one right there, and I only did it to get rid of the lime requirement bit on the map, the mini-map, because it was bugging me. So I'm actually gonna keep hold of that fertilizer spinner there. I'm not gonna change it. We will come back to that. So I want to put this one on now. I've got 1,400 liters of fertilizer in here. This one right here, I don't think you can customize to add the speed boost onto them. Now, I did say that I wasn't going to do that anyway. So, let's... we will at least stick to that, I suppose. Customize. Working speed. Right. So, but I am going to do... that is something I'm actually going to stick to. I'm going to take them to the shop. And we'll only do the speed adjustment if we buy them. I have other plans for other stuff. Like... altering speed, the working speeds and that on machines is something that I'm planning to use in the other series with the customization options, but it's not something I'm doing on here. This is not something that we're going to worry about. Now, let's bring you over here. So, like I said, we will do it. So, I'm going to unload the fertilizer there, and then I'm going to bring you in over here. And I'm going to sell this bad boy. So we'll jump out of there, and we'll go like that. And it's that one that I want to sell. Yes. Okay. And then I want to go into the shop in here. I want to go to fertilizer technology. And it was that one there that we had. Am I going to want to get a modded version of it? What have we got in here? It's the Axis 40.2. I've got the Vicon equipment one there. It's got a 24-meter spread, the same as that one. It does 20k. It's 3,900. It's 3,200. Kind of like the idea of using this one from the Vicon pack. We'll do that. And I am going to boost it up to maximum speed. So we can do 27k on this bad boy right here. I'm going to buy that one for $25,000 euros there. So it's a big chunk of our cash just gone. And I need to jump into the tractor, and now we can run over here and hook that one on. And we can run back to the fields and start spreading fertilizer willy-nilly all over the fields. At least that's what I'm hoping. You should be able to get through them nice and quick. Now, we won't be able to upgrade the speed of our combine, so that's going to be probably there's no probably about it. That's going to be the slowest thing that we're going to have at the moment, is getting our combines and keeping them running. However, we will be able to upgrade the combines at some point as well, and I think it's just going to be that we've got to have our headers upgraded for speed. We don't actually have to go and rebuy the combines. It's only going to be the headers when we want to do those. So that might be in the realms of affordability. We may actually be able to get onto that. Now, I will bring you in over here. In theory, we should be able to go and spread fertilizer. Is that making... That's not making any difference. Right. Okay, so I'm going to have to wait for a growth stage to happen. Yeah, it is dark. Yeah, right. We gotta wait for a growth stage to happen. That's fine. We've upgraded the fertilizer spreader now. That one's ready to go. So I can take you back this way. Something else that we can do in the meantime. Now, I don't know if this is actually going to work or not. I'm going to have a look in here, and I want to go to there, and I want to go to mowers. And I've got a couple of different mowers, but I got this Amazon one right here. That doesn't have the speed increase, so it's only pulled implements. There's no speed increase on that. Unless, like, if their wheel brand global working... Oh, no, that one does. That one's got a working speed increase right there. The Stevie Mod one does. He's already a high working speed anyway. And then we got this one right here. This is a 9K standard working speed. So that one you can speed up. This is one that you've got to run along behind. So you're literally going to be... Okay, we got to do it. I don't have the money. We're leasing it. We're gonna lease this bad boy. 2K, 16K. Right, we're leasing this one just temporarily so that we can see, because you can do it with the leasing, apparently. There we go. Right, is that it? He's only doing 9. Oh, wait. Does it not work? Maybe you can't with leased machinery. It might be that you can't do it with leased machinery. That is a possibility. I wanted to see this guy sprinting up and down the field. Okay, well, maybe we can't do it with leased machinery, but, yeah, if we can do it, I definitely want to. We will try buying it a bit later when we've got some money, so we'll return that one for now. Okay, we'll see if that one does actually work with the speed increase. It might not. At the moment, I don't really know. This one, these two here, I would really like to have these with the speed increase. I think that would be very, very cool if we can get that going. I'm going to let this one just get to the end of the field right here, and then I'm going to just stop it and do the outside edge run and have it just start to sort of move in just for the last couple of passes. But definitely, I think having these with the faster speed would be nice. Although I'm not sure those tractors are really best suited for pulling that. I'm kind of thinking that we need to upgrade our tractor. If I want to be able to have the faster speed on this one, on like with these with these seed drills at least, if I want that faster speed on these seed drills, I do think really I should be aiming for a slightly bigger tractor, because I think, you know, all things being said about, you know, I do this how I want to and so on, it's kind of a very, very unrealistic jump to have that tractor racing down the field at what will be 23 kilometers an hour doing the seeding with that. That would possibly be a little bit of a stretch. I mean, we might be able to do it. We might be able to pull that one off and make that work, but honestly, I don't really think so. So I think that tractors are going to be our next aim. Also, I mean, we've got these 4 bits here. That would probably be the next field that I would aim to get. It would be field 27, and then we'll work on those 3 afterwards. I'm sort of thinking that I'll go for this big block here, and then once I've done that, then I'll be looking at buying up animals and expanding towards the animals section. Not sure yet. I don't really know. I haven't sort of thought that far ahead on the whole situation. We will... It's a wait and see thing, really. That is a big wait and see thing. Grain up here. At the moment, we've got 87,500 litres of wheat, and we've got 15,000 litres of beans. We've got a little bit, I would think, before... Let's have a look at my price list. Here it is. We'd be taking a little bit of a price cut if we were to go and take the wheat right now. There would be a little bit of a price drop on there. Beans, we don't really have... We've only got 15,000 litres of beans, and we've got practically nothing over there. So... I'm not too concerned about that. Now, as for finances, like, it's great and all that we've gone for the 400,000 rather than the 200,000, and that is something that I really like about the new version of the game, especially as one of the first things I did when I was playing FS13, one of the first mods that I ever installed was an increased loan mod, and I made good use of it. So... I don't know. I'm kind of thinking, you know, I didn't last very long at all. I was very quickly adding mods into the game when I started playing. I think I did maybe 20 hours, 25 hours in the base game before I started adding a few mods here and there. And then mostly it was just the increased capacity type things that I tend to go for. And a couple of other little bits besides. But the increased loan, the extra loan, that was a big one for me. That was kind of like a rather crucial one that made a big difference to my overall gameplay. So I'm in an iron about whether I should worry about paying a loan back or if I should just worry about getting more machinery. Because when I did get the increased loan, I think I very quickly took it up to about $1 million and then went all out with it and just really thoroughly enjoyed every aspect of having that massive great big loan available. Why are you reversing up here? What is it that you're after exactly? He's wanting to turn round for something. Like, I'm looking up through the field there and I don't really see there's anything missing, so I'm just going to take him back now as he is. We will stop him by the machinery repair a second, and we will let that one repair. I'm going to let the other one finish his run across the field before I go and start speeding time up so that we don't have any odd patches. At least I'm hoping it will be the case that we don't have odd patches. Repair you, and repair you as well. Right. Jump back in. I wonder if he's... I don't think he was slowing down when we were using him, but I do think that he was... I mean, maybe he was, like, running more expensive. Maybe that's what he was doing. I don't really know. I'm not sure what the case was with that, but we'll drive you back in here. Is there actually anything I want this tractor for before we do our next... lot of work? Like, I'm going to put you all the way back in there and I'm just going to shut you off like that, because I don't think there is. Right, we've got a bit of fertilizer to throw on the field in a minute. Now that I've gone and done that planting, that's finished, I need to throw a bit of fertilizer on all the fields, which we'll be doing shortly, and then I'm just getting over to the edge of the field. Wait for the harvest, or you know, wait to sell some of the grain, although I'm not too worried about that. It's the wheat. It'd be nice to be able to sell the wheat. Other than that, it's not really going to be too much of an issue. So we're waiting on our next harvest. And then we start working again. Is there anything really that I'm going to want? And I don't think there is. We will want one of them on a rake. That's going to be it. See, the only reason I'm asking, the only reason I'm sort of talking about it and considering it is, like, do I leave the tractors hitched in onto these and go and park them up elsewhere, neat and tidy somewhere, or not? And I will want one of these tractors to go and pull the rake again, the old Merge Max beastie. We will want one to do that, but other than that, I don't need to worry about it. Let's bring you down to that point right there, and jump out here, repair that one, yes, and, oh, yeah, okay, I'll repair that one as well as he's over there, and I'll repair that one as well. Right. It's 2 o'clock. Nothing has grown yet. So I'm alright to park this one in front of the other tractor over there and leave him boxed in. It's not going to cause me any problems. Swing around this way like this. Back up there. And yeah, these two right here, these will be the next machines I sell and then buy with the upgraded speed on them. Let's slow you back down to 1x speed like that. And then I can go over to this one. I'm going to manually throw a bit of fertilizer onto this field here, and then the rest of it I don't need to manually. I'll just have the hired help go and do the rest of it. But 27k. Look at this speed that we're in. This is brilliant. I mean, the fertilizer does generally go at a reasonable speed anyway. You're 20k across the field, but this 27 is much better. I like this. I could get used to this kind of speed. This is much better. Bring you in over here. All I really need now is a new lawnmower that does actually collect the grass that will go at a similar kind of speed. Unfortunately, that Amazon Profi Hopper beastie doesn't have that built-in option to speed things up, so there's nothing that I can do with that one. I've got no patches that haven't grown in that field, so it doesn't look like it. I'll come back down to that one. I'm just going to race up to this top field, and we're going to do our fertilizer spreading up here, and then we'll come back down to the bottom field and we'll just set it going, and it should go all the way across the fields without any problems at all. So I'm going to put you in here, and we're going to get the hired help doing this. Hopefully the hired help will be able to cope just fine with racing up and down across the field at these kind of breakneck speeds. Bring you to there, and off you go. 27. Yes, look at that. Right. I like this. I like this a lot. Have the prices changed at all? So that's come in very well in there. We will drop back to growth. No patches or anything looking strange on there, so that's going to be just fine. And we'll have a look at our prices. We've got prices dropping over this side. There's nothing coming up. And I've got prices dropping on those beans as well, as there's nothing coming up magically on those either. Right. You're sort of shunting and shuffling around a bit. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just bring you over to this side. Run you down over here, and then I'll set the hired help running down on that side of the square. You over there like that. Back you up here, kind of like that, and then off you go. So that's going to take you down that side, and then you'll sort of finish out the bit in the middle, and there shouldn't be any problem. I do love the way the money comes down when you're doing the spreading, though. Look at that. Look at that racing down through. I did have some people saying that I should definitely be turning that off, and I shouldn't be having the hired help buy the fertilizer and the seed and stuff because of how quickly it drains the money down. I actually like that happening because I'm sort of playing quite unrealistically, and I've got all these boosts, and now we've got this speed modification mod that we're using as well. Like, I don't like removing all challenge from the game. I'm not the sort that just likes to sit there and say, you know what, I might as well just cheat in 2 million, buy all machinery and land, and then just sit there and look at it. I know that that's how some people view it. Like, you add in one little bit that's not quite hardcore realism, yada, 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 and it's like, well, you might as well just add all the machinery to the game and just give up now. Well, no, that's not the point. Like, some people play this game to actually just drive the tractors around, right? It's not about making the money. Having all the land and all the machinery there available, that's neither, like, that's the bit, that's the tedious bit that they don't like. What they want to do is they just want to run a big farm. They want to be able to drive the machinery around with the big stuff, you know. There is no right or wrong way to play this game, and comments about how it's not realistic and it's, you know, no real farm. Well, don't ever tell me that a real farmer would never do something, because I've seen real farmers do all sorts of stuff. So I know that that is complete and total rubbish. I never buy into that. That is just absolute nonsense. Leave it at that, shall we? It's just nonsense. But yeah, I like there to be some challenge. So I'm kind of, I do want to pay off that loan. I'm kind of liking the idea of trying to work within a $200,000 loan. Just, you know, I've gone and gotten a little bit more land just to like try and speed things along a little bit. The speed mod is there so that we can get some more variety in gameplay. We're not doing the same thing all the time without any change or let up. So we've got that one going there, and for that reason. So there's a few little things that I like to put in just to keep a bit of challenge alive on it. But yeah, and at the same time, keeping things moving forward. This is basically what I want to do. Now, I need to... We finished this bit up here. We go racing on down to the bottom, and we will start working on that field. I'm thinking what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a line along the top end of the fields up here. And then I'm going to do a line along the bottom end of the fields. And then I will let the hired help sort of carry on and do the rest. Now, these are two separate fields, but I'm kind of hoping that, like with fertilizer at least, they will work them together as one big field. So I'll bring you in over here. So yeah, the whole hired help buying the fertilizer and the seed, it means that the money is draining down quite a bit faster than it would if we're constantly going back to the yard and refilling. I mean, yeah, we've got we kind of avoid the mechanic of going back to the yard and refilling, which it just makes things take a little bit longer. But also, that extra money disappearing, the reason I like that bit is because it adds more to the little bit of challenge that we get. You know, there's not going to be a huge amount of challenge to this particular series. It's not about that. It's about kicking back, having some fun, and not getting hung up on too many unimportant details. But at least we are going to have a little bit of challenge. And that's also why I'm considering paying back the loan, is just to be able to sort of keep some of that little bit of challenge alive in there as well. I'm gonna do another pass along the bottom end, like I've just done along the top. I think that would probably be the best option here, because it's not going to go right up against the shed right there, and then all we got to do is just let it finish out this field. The fertilizer is probably the most tedious task in the game. I used to really like, it was FS, was it 17? I can't remember. One of them, you had the option to turn the fertilizer off for a little while. Like you could, well, not off, but you had the choice between 1 coat or 3 coats of fertilizer. This one, you don't have that choice. You've got 2 coats of fertilizer, but you don't have the option to reduce the amount of fertilizer that you go and throw on the field. And I don't particularly like that we don't have that as an option anymore. I thought it was a really, really awesome thing that you could choose between sort of a bit more hardcore play and have to do 3 lots of fertilizer, or you just have a really simple one where you got 1 lot of fertilizer. So, like, when you're doing grass, because grass self-fertilizes 1 layer anyway, you didn't have to bother with fertilizing grass, and, you know, it was little things like that. And I just thought it was a bit of a shame with this version of the game that you've got 2 rounds of fertilizer and you've got to apply both. There is no way of having 1 or 2 in here. You don't have like an option for it, despite the fact that that could actually be a pretty cool thing to have. But anyway, that's neither here nor there, really, I suppose. Is it's being done, and that's that. So I just got to let this tickle on through. Let me have a drink a minute. Something I am wondering at the moment. What's this one here got? That one's 25 litres. That one doesn't have an onboard capacity for grass. This one does, but this one doesn't have the ability to speed up or slow down. We don't have that option on it, unfortunately. And none of these others will mow and just pick up the grass and then dump it, which is a little bit of a shame. So what we would need to do is find ourselves a mower that we could use, and then we'd have to go along with a forage wagon, and we'd have to pick up a bit of grass afterwards. Now, something that I was thinking of doing just a little bit, something that I used to do, and, you know, that's cutting the verges, just to make a little bit of extra cash here and there. Now, we own all of the in-between lands, which means that we own this grass that's around the town and along the footpaths and stuff like that. Now, technically, we'll say that we don't own it, but what we can say is that we're being paid to go along and remove some of this. So we could go up beside the spinnery up here, mow out this grass, and then go and collect it with our forage wagon if, you know, we sort of thought that that was something that we could do to earn ourselves a little bit of cash. Are you going to back all the way up to the top end? You don't look like you are. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to stop you there. And I'm going to bring the hired help down, and I'm going to set you going there. Don't you tell me you finished. You haven't finished anything. There we go. Right, and then he's going to go along there. So he's got a little tiny bit that he's spreading out into the next field, and he's filling in the bit on this field. Kind of hoping that what he's going to do is he's then going to step across into field 14 and keep going with that. So if I was to go out and do a little bit of mowing around town, let's just watch this one get down to the bottom here, and we can go and have a little look around town and see if this is even going to be an option. Now, what are you going to go all the way down here and say job finished? Or are you going to turn round and go back on the other field? You're going to say job finished. Right, never mind. I did wonder if maybe he wouldn't do that, but no, doesn't really matter, I suppose. We'll just bring you up in here like this. And away you go again. Probably can be over a bit further than that. It doesn't matter. Okay, so I want to... First, let's go and have a look at the spinnery. Let's go and have a look over here. So, we're not going to be able to get into this bit here, obviously. There's a fence around it. We can't do anything with that. I could mow this verge along here and then get through with the forage wagon and gather that grass up. I could do the same with some patches around here if we wanted to. Just mow it a bit and then gather it back up again. It's a possibility. I'm sort of just thinking, you know, maybe it's a possibility we could earn a little tiny bit of money doing that. It wouldn't be a lot. We do already have... Well, unfortunately, folks, that is all we have got time for today. And for those of you wondering, the paid promotion notification that came up at the beginning of the video is because in the description down below, you will find a link to Fanatical. I have an affiliation with them. If you use that link, I will earn a small commission on anything that you choose to purchase. But that is all we have got time for. So if you have enjoyed the episode, then please head down below and give us a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.